And guys, you're going to love this one. Check it out. So we have her Longshot. So let's say, and I'm just kind of fast forwarding into this so I could show you this. She has Longshot, level 1, of course, because she's a level 1 hero. She can use this because remember, when you use a special ability, it doesn't take an action. It uses essence. So we can see right here that, well, the life force cost would be 2 with the green number. The essence cost to activate this is going to be, so try to get my pen over here, 2. It's just a little diagram of that. This cannot be used in a chamber, but we can use it in the dungeon, which of course we are. And it's a level 1. We must channel this after use. So I'm going to pay the 2 essence here in a moment, but let's see what this is. This may be activated within the archer's turn. When activated, target a monster within 4 spaces and line of sight of the archer. Roll 1d6 and consult the chart below. 1 to 2, miss. 3 to 6, monster takes 1 damage. A bow or crossbow must be equipped to use this ability. Well, she has her hunting bow. It's her starting weapon, so she can use this. So we're going to grab the d6. Is right here. And so this is a chance for her to do more damage. And a lot of the special abilities that you're going to see in Dungeon Crusade are exactly that. They're very fun, easy to understand special abilities. But as you level them up, there's a chance they can do more damage or whatever the ability is. So she's going to roll. Say I already paid the 2 essence. Hopefully we get a 3 or higher. It's a miss. So maybe that skeletal grunt, moved out of the way, just as she was shooting the arrow at it. But guys, I'm really glad. I hope you see how all this works with the critical strike. And just remember, it's just extra damage that you can award to any minion, moving in, whether clockwise or counterclockwise. And so it's rare, but say there was a 3rd minion and, your heroes are level 3 and they have just like a really powerful weapon, you can still carry that over. Let's say a weapon does 3 damage and the minion only had 2 health, or let's say 1 health. That 2 damage and the final strike roll can be carried over. If the final strike roll was, a success, you could always carry all that extra damage and slay more minions. And that's one of the cool things about the evolved minions. Okay, we got 2 more demos to run. I hope you're enjoying, this in-depth combat. Let's head up here to the war room east and west and see what's going on. Okay, and here we are at our next battle here, and this is going to be a fun one. Again, I hope you're enjoying this because you know what? I am having an awesome time with you guys, showing you the combat. This is going to show you a bit of the strategy and more of the special abilities. And again, I think it's kind of like that Thinking Man's dungeon crawl game. You're going to see how Faith is going to cast a blessing on Palum here, our rogue, and she's going to buff up her spiritual warfare value because she's at -3 right now, Palum. It would be smarter to send our cleric in to combat this Cultist of Zal. And what I did was I replaced the normal version with an elite. I thought it'd be fun to throw an elite in here and see how that goes. First of all, let's consult this Cultist of Zal card. So we can see that she's strong in spiritual warfare, arcane, and ranged warfare. Let's take a look at her special ability here. Again, easy to understand, fun special abilities. Heart of Darkness. Before combat, the cultist rolls 1d20. On a result of 16 to 20, place 2 tokens upon this card. These represent increased health. Remove any tokens on this card at the end of the monster phase. This ability activates once per turn. Again, very easy to understand special abilities, and so she can have enhanced health for a turn. So we're going to see if this is going to activate in a moment. However, let me show you something with Faith. Okay, again, this would be further along into the game, but Faith had used Enlightenment and spent the life force, and she has got Blessing. So let's take a look at Blessing. So right up there you can see it costs 2 life force to acquire this. It's going to cost 2 essence to cast this, And this can be used either in the dungeon or a chamber. And there's our red arrow. And of course, this must be channeled, turned upside down after use. Let's take a look at what this does. Blessing may be activated at any time during the hero phase. Once activated, select a hero and place one token on any one of the warfare types on this hero's hero card. The chosen warfare type gains +3 until the end of this turn. Blessing can be activated right before a warfare roll, but not on a failed warfare roll. Very, very simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to pay the 2 essence. I'll pay it back here. And then we are going to cast Blessing, or Faith is, on Halum. And of course, we're going to select Spiritual Warfare because, I'll just try to show you real quick. Notice Spiritual Warfare is -3. So with Faith casting Blessing, that's going to buff that up to 0. So she's going to have a much better chance if this Cultist of Zal tries to, if she pulls out Spiritual Warfare to use. Okay, so our rogue Halum is going to move, and we're going to generate movement. Now, she has a +4 base movement plus a roll of a d6, so let's roll. Okay, it's only a 1, so that's 5. So 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, 3. What are we going to do? She becomes a raiding minion. I'll put the raid token there, and she is going to move up to attack. Now remember, our Cultist of Zal has this Heart of Darkness, so she's going to roll before any combat roll. We can do this now. She's going to roll, and if she hits, what is that, a 16 to 20 on a d20, we're going to have to put 2 tokens on this card, so she'll actually have 3 health. So let's grab our d20, try to roll so you can see it. Hopefully it doesn't knock anything over. Well, that's a terrible roll. And what is that? Yep, I think, I'm trying to read that through the camera. Sorry. Oh, 10. Okay, so it does not activate. Okay, so let's gather the warfare tokens for the battle. Okay, so our rogue Halum is going to move, and we're going to generate movement. Now, she has a +4 base movement plus a roll of a d6, so let's roll. Okay, it's only a 1, so that's 5. So 1, 2, stop. 1, 2, 3. What are we going to do? She becomes a raiding minion. I'll put the raid token there, and she is going to move up to attack. Now remember, our Cultist of Zal has this Heart of Darkness, so she's going to roll before any combat roll. We can do this now. She's going to roll, and if she hits, what is that, a 16 to 20 on a d20, we're going to have to put 2 tokens on this card, so she'll actually have 3 health. So let's grab our d20, try to roll so you can see it. Hopefully it doesn't knock anything over. Well, that's a terrible roll. And what is that? Yep, I think, I'm trying to read that through the camera. Sorry. Oh, 10. Okay, so it does not activate. Okay, so let's gather the warfare tokens for the battle. Okay, looking at her monster card again, her minion card. So it's spiritual, arcane, and ranged. You can see those values there. I'll set this right aside over here. There. I have the tokens right here. You can see. Give them a shuffle. Pull one at random. And look at that. I'm glad that Faith did put that blessing on her. Okay, so looking at this, we need to get a 9 or better. So we're going to get our spiritual warfare dice, right? We're going to our final strike die, and we're going to roll. Well, oh, a 9. There we go, 9 over there. And you know what? Look over here. Well, I'll just put it over here. It was also a 9. So 9 and 9. And the Cultist of Zal has only 1. So Halum has killed the Cultist of Zal. And you know what I forgot? I'm sorry. I forgot to do the loot and gold roll on when Enwyn was attacking the Shadow Servant. So I apologize. But what we'll do is let's clear this up, get these dice out of the way. But we will do the gold and loot roll right now. So consulting this. So 19 plus to be able to draw a loot card, 18 plus for 100 gold. So let's roll. Or Paloom. And it is a 17. So no loot or gold for her. And I apologize, I forgot to roll for N1. Okay, so I hope you saw how that works there. It was teamwork with Faith casting that blessing on Paloom. And you know what? If she didn't do that she would have taken 2 hits from that Cultist of Zal. But you see how that works. Perfect. Okay, one more battle. Okay, and for our final battle here, this is going to be a good one. We have, of course, Sir Brennus here, our knight hero, and I brought out Matari, our bard hero, who is an expansion hero, and we're going to be demonstrating, again, another strategy for you, possibly you might want to use. I might move this door out of the way briefly. We're going to be showing off her enchanting hymn special ability, and this is a great buff to get warfare values up. So this is a really great one. But I want to apologize because on that last battle with Paloom, I forgot to tell you that I was declaring the Redwood Staff, with the phase 1 battle token. So I was attacking with the Redwood Staff. It does 1 damage. So something small, but I did want to say, I'm sorry I forgot. So that's what's going to go on here for our final battle. And I thought it would be kind of interesting before we attack it. I'd like to just share just a little bit of lore on the Blackwood Prowler. And again, Freddie Lopez, I worked with him. I gave him some ideas, what I was thinking with this Blood Moon amulet, and his art's just out of this world. So again, Freddie, everyone enjoys your art. Thank you. And of course, we're making more for something upcoming. But this is, of course, an elite. Remember, red and green bases, red and green crystal on their monster cards. That signifies elite. This is the normal version. So this is, of course, there's the Blackwood Prowler. Let's take a look first. Versed in arcane warfare, spiritual chaos warfare. Kind of a fierce creature. A lot of movement, +5 for a base movement with a roll of a d6. And I thought I'd share some of the lore that I wrote. And it's not too much, it's not too little, it's just kind of the right amount. So, origins, forgotten runes. And as we read here, these massive wolves wear blood moon amulets. And you can see kind of the amulet right there, which are known to turn them into very hostile creatures while boosting their strength, especially when provoked. So this kind of, when I wrote these, it kind of gives you a hint of the backstory and what to expect if you run into the elite. So of course I have an elite card right here. Again, there's that gold star, and of course same warfare values, but notice this pretty deadly special ability if it activates. Blood Moon Amulet. Before any warfare roll is made, the Blackwood Prowler rolls 1d20. On a result of 16 to 20, the amulet activates. All warfare values gain +3 for this combat round. So, and remember, warfare values are the number to the left. It does not enhance their damage. So, if this thing activates, that arcane there is going to be 14, spiritual is going to be 13, and chaos is going to be 13. I'm sorry, 12. 12 for the spiritual, and then 13 for chaos. So these can be very ferocious monsters indeed. Okay, so let's talk about our strategy here. Okay, so here we are kind of behind this wall here with Matari and Sir Brennus, and they're kind of talking over their strategy of how to deal with this Blackwood Prowler. So let's take a look at this. So Matari decides to use Enchanting Hymn. So let's take a look at what this is. This should be all familiar to you. Let's say, this would be later in the game. 3 life force to, hopefully back it up, it comes into focus, I hope. 3 life force to acquire it, 3 to cast it. At 3 essence. Level 1s can be used in either the chamber or the dungeon. Of course, we're going to have to channel this. So let's take a look at what this is. Enchanting Hymn may be activated anytime during the hero phase. When activated, All warfare rolls the heroes make during this hero phase gain +2. Enchanting Hymn has a radius of 4 spaces around the bard when activated. Line of sight is not needed to gain the benefit. So when I thought of this and notice like there's this music playing, so there's kind of like this enchanting hymn that's playing around, that she's playing, and it's within the 4 space radius. And of course that is, within this. So when Sir Brennis moves up, he will be affected by that. So that will boost his warfare values. And again, I'm sorry to say it again, it's like a thinking man's strategy game. Sometimes you just can't run willy-nilly in here and just start attacking. Sometimes you got to think, okay, well, what special abilities could help out in this situation? And I think in this combat, this is going to really help out. Okay, so Matari and Sir Brennis have their strategy laid out, and let's activate this right now. So I'll say I pay that 3 essence, and right now there's this nice enchanting hymn playing, and that's so +2 to all warfare values within a radius of 4. So Sir Brennis is going to kind of charge in there after the Blackwood Prowler. That's 2. He has a base movement of 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know what? I'm going to use that. Remember we learned earlier? I'm going to pay that 1 essence. So I get his hero card so I can show you. I'm going to pay 1 essence here. Move that down. And I'm going to gain 1 movement just so I could attack from there, but I just want to kind of give you a reminder about that. Pay 1 essence, gain 1 movement, and right there. But remember, when he turned that corner, what happens? Blackwood Prowler converts into a raiding minion. Okay, and we are going to roll for the Blackwood Prowler for the Blood Moon Amulet in a moment, but we're going to need these warfare tokens: Arcane, Spiritual, and Chaos Warfare. I have those right here. And we are going to give them a shuffle real quick. Pick one at random, and it is... Oh, that's perfect. Spiritual. Let's consult his hero card real quick. Remember, he has that +1 there. So then we have the Royal Scepter that adds a +2. So he's already up to by +3 for this. Perfect. And of course, we are going to declare that as what we're going to attack with. So we could do 1 damage and adding that +2. Plus Matari with her +2 to the warfare roll. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's get our warfare dice here, our final strike die. But remember, we have to see if that is going to activate for the Blood Moon Amulet. 16 to 20. And it is 10. Okay, so the Blood Moon Amulet does not activate. Let's take a look here what we're going to have to get on the Blackwood Prowler. So it's a 9, but look at all the buffs we have already. So final strike die, spiritual warfare die. We're going to roll. And what is that? That's a 6, and then a 6 and a 4. Perfect. So that's 10 for the warfare, and then +2 for the Royal Scepter, +1 on his hero card, +2 from Atari. That is perfect. And it does have, notice, 2 health. So we're going to have to put a damage marker on it. And I'm sorry, I don't have my damage markers right here, so we're going to just use this for now. And let's take a look at the final strike die. That's a 6. And we had to... Sorry, I had to grab the Blackwood Prowler card. And we just had to, again, 9 or above. Now remember, Matari's buff is only for warfare rolls. This is not a warfare roll. However, we have that +2 from the Royal Scepter to add to this, which we can. That's 8. And then on Sir Brennis's card, there's that +1. We could add to that. That brings that up to 9. And that is enough to slay the Blackwood Prowler. So Brennus is successful. Lastly, what are we going to do? We do a loot and gold roll. And let's take a look at those values for the loot and gold roll. Okay, so for the loot, we need a 19 plus. For 100 gold, 19 plus. Let's roll. And that is a, what's that there, an 18? That's 18. So we don't get that. And guys, I hope that you, whoops, she moved a little bit. I hope that you enjoyed this demo. We're gonna pull the camera back and we're gonna wrap this video up. Be back in a second. Okay, everyone, and here we are at the end. I hope that you really enjoyed this video, and definitely we went over a lot of stuff, you know, breaking down the minion card, the patrol route system, of course, everything with the evolved minion game variant official. And I'll be honest, the more that, you know, I've played this and talked to other people, this really is probably going to be the standard way where this game is going to go. And before I forget, I meant to say this at the beginning, check the description below, because there is a really good like 7-minute demo from about a year ago where you can actually see like what's in the game for combat now with the minions. So, you know, the one you saw to me is really fits Dungeon Crusade perfectly, and moving on forward, I would really probably like to build on that. Of course, you can play it the original way, but this game variant you saw, I think you can see how nicely it works, and it just makes everything, I don't know, I loved it. I loved hanging out with you and playing this. But do check out the demo video in the description below. Evolved Minions game variant, I'm working on the graphic design, and I want to get that into your hands as soon as possible. You know, we learned about the final strike. Critical strike is where you can, remember, carry damage over if there's damage left over to other minions. There was just a lot of stuff, so I hope that you enjoyed this with me. So we only really, for right now, have 2 more videos in the series. The next one, which I want to get out super fast, and it should be out pretty quick, is the hero phase. And then for the final video, for right now, the monster phase. And then, of course, we have some very exciting announcements to make. I think you're really going to like. And if you have any questions, please just let me know. I love chatting with you guys. And I just really hope you enjoyed this video and you learned much, much more about Dungeon Crusade. And kind of going back to that, it's girthy, yes. This is very easy stuff. And I'm going to touch on it one more time, but like those little battles we saw, it, to me, it really, the more I think about it, it is kind of like a thinking man's dungeon crawl game. You know, you just can't, well, you can, but you know, run out willy-nilly and just attack anything. You know, sometimes you got to think about it, plan a strategy, some tactics to, you know, prevail. All right, guys, I hope you have a great day, and stay tuned for the hero phase video. I'm going to get it up as soon as possible. And again, thank you for all your time and your interest and excitement. I love you guys, and there's so much more on the way that you're going to be very surprised by. Have a great day. Happy gaming. Stay safe, and I'll be talking to you very soon. Bye-bye.